back to the drive-thru. I'm your host, Tony C. We broadcast live, and when this is live, things happen when you're live. We're broadcasting live here on the YouTube channel, Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place, and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday, 6 Eastern time. Deliver those picks. The games begin at 7 p.m. Eastern time or later. Deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. And I'll let you know who's on the show. We're trying to get Jovan to where we're getting sound with no voice. Because he's efforting to try to get that signal into the show. And we'll say hello to Ron. What's happening? Oh, you're here? Okay, we can hear Jovan. We just can't see him. So, hey, as long as we get the picks, I know that's what you guys want. Whether he's on camera, off camera, you're going to at least get his audio breakdown on the games. Let's say hello to Ron. Now Ron is on mute.
See, you might get some tips. See, we're here, but you also might get some tips on how to change your oil filter, how to maybe change the cabin air filter, those type of things. Make sure you check your coolant so it doesn't freeze up on you. Nobody likes a frozen rad when the winter hits because it's getting that time of season. You got to make sure you got enough coolant in there so things don't freeze up. So it's that time of year. And Kevin's got you on that one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sometimes it's the drive-thru, and sometimes if you drive, stuff happens, right, Kevin?
But what happens pre-dawn, and then they wait 4:30 to say, "Hey, the car's not running. Can you go check it out?" Yeah, I guess.
All right, we got a very unique show today, guys. We got this will be a first. I think this will be a first anyway. We got a guy working on his car, contributing to the show, but you gotta love the commitment level. So let's get underway here with the drive-thru. Let's take a look at this college football games here. We got Georgia State and Connecticut, South Florida, FAU, San Diego State, and Boise State going off tonight. And let me get the odds screen set up for that so we can look at it. We're going to be on the 4-shot today, so let me get up here right now. And it's definitely not going to be this game, so you can see we were spending so much time here trying to get the show guys set up that we got to get the proper odds slide up. So let's get the odds slide up here for this evening's college football games. We got Georgia, UConn. Up here, we can see now UConn, a 7-point favorite. Total sits here at 48. Next up here, we're going to take a look here. Let me get the games ready to go here for you. And next game will be USF and FAU. South Florida, 2.5, total 48. Next up will be San Diego State and Boise State. Now, Boise State now up to 24.5. Point move from early this morning, total 55.5. Let's get this one underway here with Javon.
Yeah, UConn's been on, quite a roll. They can run the ball real effectively. Defense has picked it up. And, you're going up against a Georgia State team who, they're dealing with quarterback issues as far as I could see. They're known as a passing team, I believe, but, they're on, a 4-game slide. I don't like the situation with them, so this line has been fluctuating today from 8.5. It dropped down to 7 in some spots. Now it's back up to 7.5. You know what? I'm on UConn to get it done. They have played in close games. So you might want to maybe bet it live, see if Georgia State could get an early lead and drop that thing below a touchdown. But I think UConn to get it done in that one. And I see the line in the Boise State game has went past 24. I like my chances with the Aztecs, in that situation. This Aztecs team, they played Boise State tough throughout the years, regardless of who they put out on the field. I think that happens today. Boise State hasn't been drilling teams like they were early in the season. So I'd like to take the points in that situation.
Taking the points there with Javon. Next up, we move on over to Kevin Thomas.
Yeah, I was looking at that UConn game earlier, and being an independent, it's kind of hard to judge the talent they've played. They've had 1 or 2 quality wins with a nice, was a Duke, pretty close one there. I don't know. Georgia State though, they get the quarterback. They got a new quarterback coming in. I think he does enough to get this cover here. And then I'm on the opposite of Boise State, too. I mean, they're just going to feed the ball to Gentry. He's halfway there on breaking the record. And they're playing on that blue field. That's one of the hardest fields other than going into Colorado or Utah to play on because of that bright-ass blue color. I think, and the Aztecs aren't the best at stopping the run. I was looking at like 240th or whatever against the run. So give me Boise State there.
Boise State there. We've seen the wind decrease here, down to 9 miles per hour. It was in the mid 20s there earlier this morning. Next up, we move on over to Rob.
Yeah, in that Boise State game, I still like the over. The wind has come down from what it was. It lightened up from what it was going to be in that game. So, yeah, as Kevin says, Boise State's going to run it up. But I still think the Aztecs can score some enough to help us get us up and over that total. So give me the over in that one. And I'm going to take UConn here. I have Georgia State. Georgia State's definitely not going to be able to run the ball against UConn. They're very good at stuffing up the run. And if that new QB in there for Georgia State isn't going to be able to pass the ball, well, it's going to be a long day and a long night for Georgia State in that one. I think UConn wins by 14 plus. I'll take the Huskies in that one.
I'll tell you what I think about these games here. I'll look here in this Georgia State game. Just not comfortable laying this type of number with UConn. I mean, it's just a high number here. We know they run the ball effectively. They're not very inaccurate here with the passing game. The issue here with laying this points is the quarterback play is not accurate or efficient here. So to me, that's the concern. Georgia State 4-2 the spread when they're a dog of 3.5 to 10. I'll look here at the Georgia State here plus the points. This is the quarterback play bothers me with UConn. USF and FAU. I'll look at the over in this game. We really have two struggling defenses going head to head. You look at the Owls, give up 5.5 yards to carry on the ground, 240 passing. Teams throwing for nearly 8 yards per pass on them. USF has played the tougher schedule, so I think they'll be able to get some offense flowing here against FAU. You know, they face Miami, Tulane, Memphis, some of the heavyweights on their schedule. FAU has not played that type of schedule. And I'm going to go ahead and take the points here with San Diego State here at that plus 24.5. San Diego State has covered their past 4, 7-2 the spread in the road in conference. And recent here, San Diego State is starting to show some improvement with their passing game. I think that's the key to this one here, as how they've shown improvement here over their past 3 games. And not only on the passing game, but also defensively, holding teams at 3.5 yards a carry, 56% completion rate. We'll look for the Aztecs at plus the points. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru, as we will now switch on over to the NBA. Tonight we have a 9-game card from the association. We'll cover these 2 at a time. So let's go ahead and get our odds screen up for this one. And we'll move on over to the NBA for odds. All right, let's take a look what we got. So the first one we're going to cover here will be the Magic and Cavaliers. We can see the Cavs here laying 7. Banchero injury does look like it'll be 4 to 6 weeks. That's a major injury of the year so far. Banchero out 4 to 6 weeks with that oblique injury. Next up, we'll be looking at the one between the Knicks and Pistons here. Knicks 6.5, total 218. And we'll get this one underway here with Javon.
Yeah, I think we're getting a good number as far as the total goes in this Pistons-Knicks game to go over. You know, it's a situation where, you know, the Knicks are living off their reputation as a defensive team, but that's not what I've seen this season. You know, that might be skewed by the beatdown they took against Boston game 1, but you know, I think they just want to get more offensive. That's why they brought in Karl Anthony Towns. And going up against the Detroit team who, you know, they playing better, you know, brought in some veterans, but they'll let it slip as well on the defensive end. I think this one goes over the total. 215s is too light for my liking.
Here we go from Javon. Just update you on the injuries here. We know Banchero out 4 to 6 weeks, but Tazi has now been upgraded to probable. Porter questionable for Cleveland. Bates and Strus out. These are just pretty much backups here for the Knicks. Achua Robinson out. Karl Anthony Towns has been upgraded to probable. He was questionable early this morning. He's now probable in this game. Clintman Thompson backups here out for Detroit. We move on over to Kevin. Oop, hang on a minute. Let me get Kevin right on the right screen here. There's Kevin.
What are we up to?
We're on the NBA here. First two
Just
games.
starting the NBA.
Magic, Cavs, Knicks, and Pistons.
I have a premium on the Cavaliers, so I'll talk about the Pistons Knicks. Is that line still at 6.5, 7?
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of like the Knicks here. I think the Pistons, they're getting a little overvalued. The line being this close just because of how they played my 76ers. Tobias Harris double-double. I still don't know what the Pistons are trying to do. They have this young talent, but then they sign in these veterans that are kind of washed up. So I think the New York Knicks, I think they need to start, they figuring things out with Karl Anthony Towns and how they want to be known, if they're going to be a high-scoring team or more of a defense. And the coach loves defense. So I would look at the under, but I'd also take the New York Knicks laying the points.
Yeah, from Kevin. Next up, we move on over Rod.
Yeah, I like the Pistons plus the points there in that one. They did bring in some veterans, and he brought in some veterans to kickstart them youngsters in the right in the keister to get them moving and saying, hey, it's time to play some basketball. Stop slumming around as the really ugly Pistons for the last few seasons. They haven't looked good, but now to start the season, you got that talent that you've seen on paper, and we've seen them finally get the win as we predicted last time out. So. I'm going to continue to ride the Pistons here. You give me 6.5 with the Knicks versus the Knicks. I'm in. Give me the 6.5 there in that one.
There with Rod. I'll tell you what I think about these games here. I'm going to look here laying it with Cleveland. Cleveland double-digit wins in both their home games. They've covered every game this season. Really efficient team when you look at their numbers here. Their net rating of plus 17.7. Averaging 123 points per 100 possessions. The Magic have struggles defending those threes. Cleveland, 54% shooting overall. And I'll look for them in this spot. Knicks and the Pistons. I'll go ahead and take the points with the Pistons. Pistons playing some defense, holding teams to just over 45%, 35% from three. They've covered three straight. A mid-pack team in defensive efficiency. They're no longer near the bottom here, so we're seeing an improvement there from them. Knicks have struggled on the defensive end, allowing 117 points per 100 possessions, giving up over 48% shooting. We'll look at Detroit in that one, plus the points. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we get ready for the next series of games here from this NBA card. And the ones we'll be covering here will be up next from the NBA will be Celtics Hornets. We see the Celtics up to 10-point favorites, total 233.5. Lakers and Raptors. Lakers 9 on the road, total 232.5. We get underway here with Javon.
Yes, looking like this Celtics game. There's been some Hornets money going into this because this was at what 11 and a half. It's dropped down to 10. Look, I think the Celtics get right in this one after drop a one in Indiana. I think the first half's in play definitely. That's at 6. The only thing is, the Charlotte Hornets head coach, he used to be an assistant for Boston, so he might, have some angles of how to slow down, this team, especially the stars in this one, the two Jays. But I think when all's said and done, I think the Celtics get it done. With this being on the road, a road favorite spot. It might be a backdoor cover for the Hornets, but I don't think they threaten the Celtics in any way significantly. And what's the other game?
Lakers Raptors.
Yeah, the Lakers. Man, one of the things about these bad teams and the Toronto Raptors fall into this category. They're playing hard. Hence the ATS record. Maybe the Lakers, fall fall short as far as their effort level, their compete level, in this one. They're still not a good shooting team, So and their defense, it has a tendency to slip. So I would like to put my money on the Raptors.
Yes.
Hard as it is to believe. At 8.5. Is it still 8.5, 9, somewhere around there?
Yeah, 9 now. You got to 9 and the dog started barking it louder. So
Yeah.
Dogs barking, you know what that means. Jump all over it.
When you get those loud barks, then you go money line. But we haven't got that money line bark yet. It's all right.
No.
Dang, RJ Barrett 30 plus tonight.
There you go, RJ. There you go. No doubt, coming up with a big one here. Let's just update some of the injuries here. Horford now out for Boston. Horford out, Porzingis out. So you add Horford to the list today. Hornets, Jeffries, Williams. We can now confirm Miller out here for Charlotte as well. That Laker game, Koloko, Vanderbilt, Wood out, but Anthony Davis has hit the injury report as probable. Just probable, but somehow they decided to put him on the list there.
Is he always probable?
Yeah, but I guess with we're starting to see again, they're starting to hit the list now. Right? Always probable. Barnes, Brown, Olenek quickly out here for this Toronto team tonight. So that gets you caught up with the injury situations here. Barnes, Brown, Olenek quickly. All right, because quickly was doubtful. Now he's been downgraded to out here for good. So let's continue here and let's move on over to Kevin.
Yeah, I like the the Hornets until you just said Miller's out. That's a huge loss for them. The two guys out for Boston. I mean, they played the whole season last year without Porzingis and did pretty well. And Horford, he's more of just a body in there eating rebounds. Unless it's playoff basketball, then he shows up. So I'm going to have to ride Boston here, laying the points. I think it's a huge bounce back for them. Even though Charlotte's only loss so far of this spread is 8 points to the Heat, and I think the Heat might be one of the better teams, especially defensively, in the East. So I just don't like Miller out. I don't see Richards being much of a factor in this game. It's going to be all the Melo show. So I look at the under and also the Celtics.
There's from Kevin. Move on over to Rod.
And I'm going to still ride the Hornets to the money line here to beat Boston. It's a Friday night. Boston's coming into Charlotte, and they're going to relax, take their foot off the gas. They're like, you know what? We're going to play the same team tomorrow night. Do we want to whoop them back-to-back nights? We're going to just come into Charlotte and be like, yeah, let's kick their butt Friday night. Wham, wham, wham. And then just cruise on a Saturday? Nah, I don't think so. I think they cruise here on Friday night and enjoy their Friday evening. Give me the Hornets in this one. I think Boston does the butt kicking tomorrow night in that one.
All right, they're from Rod. Saying what I think about these games here. I'll be looking ahead. I'm going to take the points with Charlotte. Charlotte's been a pretty good offensive team. I know Miller's not in there, but still, looking at Charlotte, fifth in offensive efficiency, averaging 118 points per 100 possessions. Miller really hasn't played much in this season here. Flat net rating. Hornets at home putting up 122 points, shooting 48%, 38% for three. We know Ball is back, but a couple of players here that catch my attention here is Nick Richards come off a big game. And Trey Mann, who used to be, at the Clippers at some point, now here with the Hornets, giving some good contributions off the bench. So they've increased the talent level here on this Charlotte team. So I'm a buyer here with Charlotte here in double digits here. Lakers and Raptors. Look at the Lakers here, 5-11 to the spread as a road favorite. And again, I'm not a big fan of this Lakers team defensively. I know they were getting wins early in the season, but I was looking at the defensive side of the basketball, and it wasn't. They barely had like a +2.5, +3 net rating when they were winning those games. Then they hit the road trip and they dropped to Phoenix and they get pounded by Cleveland. But to me, I know JJ Redick. Oh boy, he's great. He's great at charting plays. He knows really good offense. But basketball is two sides of the court. There's offense. Okay, you're improving the offense, but defense, right? You got to improve both. You can't have one slide. You're allowing 117 points per 100 possessions, 26 in defensive efficiency. So when you play this bad defense, you put a lot of pressure on your offense night in and night out, knowing you're going to get in these offensive shootouts. When you got a guy, 40 years old, it's pretty hard to run a system where you're going to, like Indiana, where you're just going to go out there and outscore opponents. Not Indiana this year. I'm talking about last year, Indiana, where they're just getting by on offense. But as long as you're playing this type of defense, I can't lay 9 points with the Lakers on the road. Just no way, no how. So I'll look here at the Toronto there to get the cover. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we get ready here for the next series of games here from this 9-game card tonight from the associations. The next games we'll be covering here will be, let's roll to the Bulls and Nets. This one's been very close throughout the morning and evening here. Nets won, total 228. Then we go to Kings and Hawks. The Kings down from 6.5 to 6, total 236.5. We get it underway here with Javon.
Yeah, until further notice, man, just fade the Hawks. It's really that simple. As far as ATS goes, they're winless. Just giving up a lot of points. They're injury depleted, and it's just not a pretty sight over there in Atlanta. Whether it's on the road, at home, I don't care. I'm fading them. It's just that simple. Not much more commentary than that.
All right, you got something on the Bulls Nets?
Nah, nothing on that game. That's the game I don't have any reading. I will say that the Nets, they are playing pretty hard, but the only way I would get involved with them is if they're getting a substantial amount of points, at least a couple possessions. So it's a no play for me.
Yep, I know. I don't blame you. See the minus next to them. It's kind of scary to see them being a favorite here with this Nets team. Move on over to Kevin. You're on mute, Kevin. You're on mute.
With Kevin Herter coming back for the Kings, I like the way the offense is going. He's a 6'7", 6'8" guard. He's a pretty tough guy to shoot around. So I like the over here to 237 because he's going to get his, and we all know Trae Young's going to get his. So I don't see much defense from the Hawks, even though they have a lot of defense with Capella, but he hasn't really been the center they've been going with to close out games. So give me the over the 237 for this one.
Yeah, from Kevin on over to Ron.
Yeah, I agree. Track me in that one. I think we get into the 240s between those two teams shooting. Defense? What defense? They're not playing any defense. They're trying to make their shots and then just trying to make more shots than you do. So no defense there. I like it getting into the 240s. And I'm going to take the Bulls there in that spot. Exactly. I'm not laying any points with no Nets team. Normally we get points with the Nets team, and normally you get a bundle. We've got the books have definitely overcorrected that one just a little bit too much. Give me the Bulls in that one. I like the better starting lineup on the floor. I think the Bulls are the better team. They come in and get themselves a win over the Nets in that one.
There from Rod. All right, we'll get over to tell you what I think about these games here. I just wanted to take a quick peek here. I didn't cover the injuries in this slate of games here. Let's see where we're at here. Bulls, Lonzo Ball out. Well, we knew it was not difficult here coming off the bench here. Bogdanovich and Sharp out here for the Brooklyn. We've got Simmons in. So Simmons in, Bogdanovich, Sharp out. So only two on the injured list here for the Nets. On the Kings side, Carter Robinson out tonight. Devin Carter out for Sacramento. On the Atlanta side, Bogdanovich, Bufkin, Daniels, DeAndre Hunter, Krejci, Lundy, and Zeller out there. So that catches you up there on the injury side. But even so, I'll still take Atlanta. There's not a minus next to them. There's a plus as a home dog. So I'll take the points here with Atlanta. They shoot better at home, 48%, 36 from three, put up 121 points per game. The Kings are struggling from the three-point stripe this year, hitting just under on the road, I should say. On the road, hitting just 31% from three. So the threes have not fallen for Sacramento away from home. So I'll take Atlanta in that spot. And at Bulls Nets team, and I've been a backer of the Bulls. They cover games, and they are sixth in offensive efficiency. And this is a team that traded away Bridges for 2 draft picks. The perception out there was maybe they're looking to just rebuild and maybe build up some stock, build up these starters to get something in return, or maybe they could sneak their way into a playoff spot. Whatever they do, they got the picks from Bridges, so we'll see where they move forward here. But Chicago not a very good shooting team. And you look at the Nets at home, 47%, 37% from three, put up 127 a game. I'll go ahead and take the Nets here at this, laying the point in that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. We'll continue on with the NBA as we'll get the games up for you right now. So these series of games, we will take a look. I think we're closing out NBA. There's 3 left here, so let's see what we've got here from the NBA tonight. We've got the Pacers and Pelicans. We see the Pacers going to be laying 4, total 231.5. Nuggets and the T-Wolves here, your ESPN game tonight. T-Wolves going to be laying 4 in this one. And we close out the NBA card here with the Thunder and Trailblazers. Thunder 11.5, total 221.5. We get underway here with Javon.
Yeah, 2 teams that's not playing their best basketball in the Nuggets and Timberwolves. Both of them are 2-2, but look at the Nuggets. They went to overtime in their last 2 ball games, and it's just a situation where I really don't have a read full game, but I think first quarter that the Timberwolves have a little bump. This is the team that they knocked off in the Western Conference semifinals. So I think with them winning their first 2 home games in the first quarter, I think it's I'm not gonna say a safe bet, but I think that the only way I want to play this is get it quick, get it done early, and first quarter rock with the Timberwolves. As far as the Thunder game, the Thunder are rolling, and they're rolling on the defensive end. They haven't really shown it offensively, not just yet, but they're dropping that ankle on the defensive end, and you're dealing with a team in Portland who, quite frankly, they're showing some grit. They're showing it on the defensive end themselves, but I think when all said and done, they're just too much. They've run roughshod over the Trailblazers. Um, what they're on like a 13-game winning streak. They've just been beat down after beat down. I there might be a backdoor situation, which this is the reason why I backed up off it. But I think that it's Thunder start to finish. We've done over here at Pick Dogs when it comes to the Thunder. It's been 3.5 years just backing them and getting that money. Regardless of the situation where they were underdogs, big underdogs, and now they're at the top of the food chain in the NBA, laying all these points and they're still getting it done. So 3.5 years. A lot of people in other places they started to take notice, but it was not to say it was a little bit too late. They got some money too, but we've been the first ones over here getting that Thunder money.
Yep, Thunder buddies covering numbers. That's what it's all about. We move on over to Kevin.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sleep on the Pelicans. Jose Alvarado's coming in at point guard, and we know he's a great defender, and anything else he gives us is just a plus. I think points will be hard to come by, but we're talking about the Pacers who were blowing out the Celtics and then let the Celtics come back and beat them 14 points and to go to overtime. I don't know why they're having a celebrating for that. So I'll take the Pelicans plus the points, and I love the Timberwolves. They're just baiting you to take the Nuggets. When do you ever see the Nuggets getting points? Ever. Never. And I love Julius Randle. I got him for a prop over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists, minus 110. He's getting more and more accoladed to the new team and playing. It was like almost a year since he played. So love Julius Randle and the Timberwolves here.
Yeah, that's a sharp delight here. Everybody at 4, but Pinnacle 4.5, the sharpest book in the world at 4.5. That tells you all these books are going to move to 4.5 within minutes. We move on over to Ron.
Yeah, and in these ones here, I like the under in the Pacers and Pelicans at 232.5. That's just too many points. This Pelicans team just not going to be able to score enough to keep up. Look at what they've done the last 2 games. It's just been ugly scoring points. So I like the Pacers as well. That could get really lopsided and ugly in that one. In that game, I just don't trust the Pelicans here on that one. But I like the under as the spot. The Pelicans in that spot on Friday night, 16-4 the under. Give me the under in that one.
Under there from Ron. I'll tell you what I think about these games to close out this NBA card. Let's take a look here. I'll go here as well with Rod. Under here with the Pacers and Pelicans. Pacers just not making threes this season and also slowing the pace down. 12th in pace. They're not. I guess they're trying to do it backwards, right? Last year they were super fast and really petered out at the end. Maybe they're going to try and peak for the finish, right? That might be the way to do it. So we're seeing Indiana on the road hitting just 28% from 3, holding teams at 34% from 3. So maybe a little more focus on the defense. But New Orleans not shooting the ball very well. Pacers 11-4 the under on the road against losing teams. We'll take Pelicans and Pacers under in that one. Nuggets and Timberwolves. I'll also go under in this one. Denver 7-2 to the under, playing their 3rd game in 5 days. Minnesota 6-2 to the under at home with 2 days rest. Remember, this Minnesota team was a solid defensive team last year. I look for that to show up here. Denver not looking to run at all. It's just a slow pace here from them, showing 17th in offensive efficiency and playing at a slow pace this year to start the year. And their perimeter shooting has been struggling, 32% from 3. So I'll look here at the under there. OKC and Portland, is this another under? Yes, it is another under for me. Boy, when you look at this OKC team, man, they're making these offenses look like college teams. I mean, this looks like UConn defense here. They're holding teams at 38% shooting, 28% from 3. These are NBA teams, that they've done that. That's pretty impressive, the way they've done. Although OKC has not shot the ball very well this year. Matter of fact, it's been worse on the road. The threes aren't falling for them. And Portland has been struggling shooting the basketball, but they've been defending. That's why they've shown some improvement here of late. They played the Pelicans tough, covered both of those games, got past the Clippers. Clippers blew a big lead there to the Phoenix last night. But anyway, Portland looks to me like they're a bit of an on the improve. The key to them is they just got to keep their guys healthy. But anyway, back to this one, OKC and Portland under the total in this one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we get ready to switch on over to the National Hockey League. As we'll cover the games. We did have a final from today as we had a game go off in Finland here, and we'll get you caught up on that one. Florida with the victory, 6-4, rather high scoring game. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the hockey card. We'll cover the games at 7:07 Eastern time to begin this segment. So let's get to the NHL. And here, let's go ahead and get that. We do have the graphic for it up there. So let's go ahead and move the on screen. All right, so we got the final end, 6-4 Panthers from Finland. So the games that we'll cover here, we'll cover the 7:07 games here. That will be Islanders, Sabres. We see Sabres $1.11, total 5.5. Senators and Rangers, we've got the Rangers home favorites $1.91, total 6.5. And then the Jets and Blue Jackets here. The Jets $1.48 here on the road. Total sits here at 132. And of course, we'll get to the rest of the games here on the next go around. So let's go ahead. I know Javon doesn't cover the NHL, neither do I, but so we'll get this one underway here with Kevin. You're on mute, Kevin.
I didn't really look a lot into these games, but just by watching the line, I would have to take the Columbus Blue Jackets here, just because Winnipeg only has the one loss. This line not to be that juicy, I would definitely have to go with Columbus. They're on a little hot streak themselves, so I'd ride with Columbus. And I'd take the over in every game because it just seems like every hockey score I see is like double digits anymore. I don't know if it's because it's the beginning of the season and the net's a lot bigger or what, but it usually tends to shrink around this time, and it seems like it's getting bigger and bigger. So give me the over as well.
Yeah, from Kevin, move on over to Rock.
Yeah, for me, and that's why I like the Jets to kick the crap out of Columbus in that one. The reason why the line changed was and why that line dropped and why it's so low is because it's not Hellebuck in goal for the Winnipeg Jets in that one tonight. It's Comrie, the guy they picked up from Buffalo, and the last time we seen him, he did give up a few goals. So definitely, I like the over there because it's going to get into a high-scoring shootout. And when you're going to go against the Jets team that is the number one power play in the NHL, and that offense is just humming along and scoring goals, it's not good news for the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's definitely become a public dog because that went from like a plus 160 to down to like a plus 135. So there is a boatload of them on the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. Give me the Jets. Puck line. They beat up on Columbus in that one for me there. I like the under in Ottawa in the New York Rangers. Should be Shesterkin in goal there. And Allmark in goal for Ottawa. And 6.5 in New York. That's just too many. Especially off the Rangers getting beat down last time out. I'll look for a bounce back there. Give me the under in that one. And the Islanders, the Islanders are awful. Give me Buffalo there in that one. I'm not looking for the Islanders to bounce back. Lower scoring one there as well. Sorokin's in goal, so he's been solid. He wants his job back, right? So give me the under in that one. But give me Buffalo too.
There you go from Rod. All right, let's continue here on the drive. We'll close out the NHL with these series of games. We'll take a look here at the Lightning and Wild. The Wild $1.11, total 6.5. And we close it out here out west. Devils at Flames. We've got the Devils $1.67, total 6.5. We get it underway with Kevin.
Yeah, if I'm looking at this, I'm looking at laying the juice and taking the Devils. I mean, the Flames, they lost their last 4, allowing 19 goals, and it doesn't matter if Ladd or Wolf's in net. It's not that they're bad goalies. It's the guys in front of them that are not doing their job. So give me the Devils. I don't know if I'm going to lay a puck and a half. You'd have to ask Rod. He's the master of hockey. But I would take the Devils, parlay that with something else so I get some better value.
There from Kevin. Right, we move on over to the Master of Hockey. We move on over to Rod. I know he's even called a lot, but Master of MOH, Master of Hockey. Yeah.
Master of Hockey. Hey, Mayor of Calgary too. I've been called plenty of times, so we know how much I love Calgary. So I love hearing that. But also look what the Devils have done this season against the Western Conference. They've actually shut them down defensively. In the 3 games they played against the Western Conference this year, 0.7 goals a game have this New Jersey Devils team been. Lights out, as they just shut out Vancouver coming into Calgary. Calgary's in deep trouble. It is Dan Vladar in net, and Vladar might hold him in early, but Vladar is known to just give it up late. And also the biggest thing on this Calgary team is they're giving up shots. Way too many shots. When you give teams anywhere from 37 to 40 shots a game, yeah, those are bound to go in the back of your net. You'd be picking a lot out of the back of your net. Take the Devils on the puck line in that one tonight. I think they win by 2 or 3 over Calgary in that one.
Yeah, we got you through the NHL, got you through the sports for tonight. So now it's time to look at our parlay purple segment. Cappers to give their plays here, maybe player props, maybe games from NFL, college football in the future. They make the call. Let's start with Javon. Javon, you might be on mute if you're still with us.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Little parlay. Damn, I'm trying to weed out the parlay that I put on for the video short. We're gonna go chalk. Celtics, Thunder, the over in the Atlanta game. That should be a surefire over. That's a 3-teamer. One more, make it a 4-teamer. Sheesh. Let's see. You know what? Lakers, Raptors over.
There from Javon. Now we move on over to Kevin. You're on mute, Kevin. You're on mute.
Sorry, I didn't want those dogs barking too early. I talked about Randall with the over rebounds and assists over 30.5. We're going down. We're going to take Boise State, San Diego over 6 points, and then we're going to all that with the New Jersey Devils. The high money line will get us up into +3, 400. So.
Here we go from Kevin. We move on over to Rock.
And we're going to take the over in the Atlanta Hawks game. We're going to take the under in the Pacers game. And we're going to throw in the Devils on the puck line in that one. That's no 3-team.
You tell me there from Ross. Hey, what I like Aztecs here plus the 24.5 or 24. You do your line shop and get this number. Also, I'll take the dog with the Hornets here at +10. Take the Pistons here at +6. My 3-legged dog parlay for you here on the drive-thru. All right, we got you through the sports. Let's find out what the Cappers have for sale over at Pick Dog Trim. Headed to a big weekend here of college football, NFL. Of course, we've got NBA, NHL, college basketball. Here we go. Here we come here on Monday. So this is November. We're deep into it right now. So let's take a look. We'll ask Kevin what he's got for sale over at Pick Dog Trim. Kevin, what do you got going over at the site right now?
You still get on my top NBA pick for tonight, my secret sauce. It's all about one player and why this team's going to cover the spread. And then I still got my top shelf prop. I've been killing it with the props off a huge NFL win, so we're definitely going to be high on Sunday with the card. I'm like 6-2-1 the last 9. But we got to turn the college football around. I'm a little under 50%, so it's a bad season for me. I got to get that going. So Saturday, we're going to have a lot to put out for you, so make sure to stay tuned for that. It's a lot of great deals.
Great deals over at Pick Dog. Check out Kevin Thomas. We'll ask Javon what he's got for sale over at Pick Dog. He's been on fire in college football, approaching 2,500 years of profit.
Yeah, I said I was going to set the college football thing in order after a down year last year because perennially you see what it is right here. This is what I usually do in college football. Got to get the NFL right. We're halfway through the season. I think mark the halfway mark. So I look forward to a pretty strong second half in college. I mean, in the NFL. Just been a wacky NFL season. As far as I'm concerned. And when the favors are hitting. Yeah, that I gotta readjust and recalibrate. So that'll happen in the second half of the season. Got NBA tonight. Got a 3-pack. come on strong. In the NBA in the association right now, 10-5. So, looking to keep that going. You know how the NBA is. You got to deal with all types of cloak and dagger stuff, injuries, who's really telling the truth. Just a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying, that makes you not want to put out picks early. In the it, overnight. Which is what we have to do as sports handicappers. So yeah, just looking to keep that going. Got a 3-pack. Of course, tomorrow I'll have substantial amount of plays in college football. Might want to jump on something long term. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly. You've been getting paid if you've been rocking with me over at Pick Dog. So let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Breaking news here: Lamar Jackson off the injury report, 100%. Be ready for the game against Denver. Let's ask Rod what's got going over at Pick Dogs. Heading into a huge weekend of action here. Good start to the NHL.
Yeah, good start to the NHL. As I had a down season last year in the NHL, so definitely a good start to the NHL season. Not too many seasons that I have a down year in the NHL, so definitely been hot on that. Started the day 1-0 with Florida there. But it's Friday, so I still got a Steak Friday 5-pack going. I got 3 plays in the NBA I absolutely love. I got another NHL play I absolutely love, and 1 play in college football today. Those 3 big games tonight. So definitely jump aboard my Steak Friday pass, or better yet, it's the weekend. So if you want to get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll get you all I got going tonight. We'll get you college football tomorrow, more NHL tomorrow, more NBA tomorrow. And then NFL Sunday kicks it off. So instead of buying all these packages individually, here, there, and there, your best bet is to grab that 3-day pass. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional as well. Pair me up with another hot capper. Joe Vine is just see hot. You get his college football, grab my hockey, and then you'll get 2 cappers, put money in your pockets. Jump aboard over at Pick Dogs and Sports Shop Plays Premium. Don't forget that promo code PICK at checkout. Save 15% off.
Yeah, from Rod. Of course, I'm over at Big Dogs. I've got a 3-pack here from the NBA right now rolling, and also a best bet from the NBA. Don't buy them both because my best bet is bundled into that 3-pack. Of course, number 2 documented NFL this year over at Pick Dogs, sitting top of the board 30 days. So may consider long-term pass. Maybe that 1-month all sports pass where they get all my NFL, college football, NBA, early college basketball as well for 30 days. We'll use the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. If you want to try me out for the weekend, do that too. We have a 3-day pass up there as well. Cover my NFL for this week and college football. Huge, good card tomorrow in college football and NFL coming up. 13 games on Sunday. So no better time now to get on board with me on one of those long-term passes. We just want to, just a glance here at the injury report. We can now confirm here a late injury coming here. This will be on the Orlando Magic tonight, as we can now confirm that Wendell Carter has now been out for the night for Orlando. Wendell Carter out for the Magic. And let me see if there's any other news here from the association. Let's see here. Nope, the Hawks still the same. Still the same with the Bulls and the Nets. The Lakers, okay. We can now confirm Anthony Davis will be in the lineup, healthy to play here off the injury report. Anthony Davis in the lineup tonight for the Lakers. And let's see what else we got. We still have questionable status here for both Nembhard and Turner for the Pacers in their game here against the New Orleans Pelicans. Let me do another refresh. Let me see if we got anything. We're still a little more than an hour away, so we don't know that yet. On the Pelicans side, Jones, McCollum, Murphy, and Murray out. These missing Hawkins here. These are Hawkins here. Is just a bench guys. Well, actually, Hawkins is not starting lineup here because the injuries are both Hawkins and Thies in the starting lineup. All 3 of these guys are probable. Minnesota clean injury report. Concard and Gordon probable for Denver tonight, and in the nightcap tonight, OKC and Portland. Still Hartenstein, Topic, Kendrick Williams, Jalen Williams out for Portland. Sharp, Thibault, and Williams out. So the only change here on this report is Wendell Carter. The late out here, late scratcher for Wendell Carter. Let me see if there's any news on Carter. What happened here? Late scratch Friday because of his knee. A knee tendonitis for Mr. Wendell Carter. So that's your late scratch in that one tonight. All right. We'll find out. We found what the Cappers have over for sale. Let's find out what they've got going on over the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Javon, I know you put together like parlay video series over the site.
Yeah, got the parlay series going on. Check that out over on YouTube. I will have something for tomorrow's games. Something. I usually like to have it so where you're catching nighttime action. But because there's not a lot of nighttime action this week, I'll have something that's midday. So check it out. It'll be up relatively early. And then I'll have an NFL one popping up on Sunday.
There you go. Check out Javon here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Kevin, I know you're a contributor as well here on Pick Dogs YouTube.
Yep, every night you get a pick and a prop, depending at whatever I think the most sports, but most props we can find are NBA, NFL, and some college. The Boise kid, Gentry, you probably get a prop on him, a couple of the quarterbacks. So it's usually NBA with a prop, doing really well over there. So make sure to check it out, subscribe. I mean, over 200,000, that's a ton. And you got a ton of free content, so make sure to check it out.
Yeah, guys, like, subscribe, set notifications, be live with us so you get the plays right away when you like, subscribe. Rod, you're on the drive through 4 days a week. Catch your content here, right?
Yeah, usually 4 days a week. 5 days. It depends if I'm free that Thursday. Then usually I'll pop in. Depends on how many people. So some days you get a light turnout on Thursday. I'll pop in, but otherwise Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yep.
You find me on the drive-through giving out plays, getting us some winners.
That's right. Guys, come through live here on right late 3 to 4, 6 to 7 Eastern time here on the drive-through live. We're back tomorrow, guys, at 6. I'm sorry, it's tomorrow. We're back here Monday here at 6 Eastern time with the drive-through, guys. So make sure you tune in. I know you can catch Javon on the weekend show. Are you on the weekend show as well, Kevin? Yep.
No, not this weekend. No.
Not this weekend. There's Javon here this Saturday, Sunday. So that's going to do it, guys.